Welcome everyone to Windstop Strategy. I'll also be joining the hype train and play this game, or rather I have already played a run, and now with the experience I have garnered, I believe I can deliver a good, nice playthrough. So for me, I have personally played one run on this game, unlocked some achievements and so on, and I know the rough mechanics. But for anyone who doesn't know what this game is about, I would argue it's almost a 4X game, somewhat similar to Crusader Kings in that sense, where you on one hand expand, so it's a classical map painter, but at the same time you have Wuxia Elements and the whole martial art system involved in it, or aspects of it. I would almost always compare it to the first DLC of Hero's Adventure, where I believe it's called the Great Conquest, where it's like super similar to this game. And in general, it has a lot of vibes that are quite similar to Hero's Adventure, and as such, I believe it's a perfect fit for my channel as well. I have done a bit of Hero's Adventure stuff. But if you've watched my old videos, you may have seen I also did Crusader Kings. So yeah, it all ties together. But now for us, we will start a new game, and there are two different modes. There's the sandbox strategy mode with no storyline, or the story mode. Tiger falls, wind rests. Old grudges remain unsettled, new disasters arise again. Can the young master of Tiger Flame turn the tide? How shall we address us? Now, on the first run, I called myself very similar to how I did in Hero's Adventure, which is a random surname, and the main name is Raven. It just stuck with me. I either pick Avenging Angel, in this case Angel, or Raven. The issue is, and I was confused a bit in the game myself, there is an antagonist who is called Raven. And suddenly you had lines like Raven is doing bad things, and I was super confused the whole time. And yeah, as such, I'll be playing as Angel. Now, could my surname be? Yin Angel? Sure, Yin Angel. And we get to the class selection. On my first run, I have played Shadow, so I will not be playing as him again. I also know, and this is how I got the, how I noticed this game is due to Baby Boomer Gamer. He's also currently doing a playthrough of it, and he picked the Herbalist. As such, I don't want to double up on the Herbalist and do the same thing. As a result, I'll be going with my second favorite class, the Harp Shooty. Exactly, the Harp Shooty. At first, when I started this game, I was like wondering, should I go Shadow, should I go Harp Shooty? And yes, it's Sharpshooter, but come on, it's clearly Harp. I was wondering which class should I pick. I went for Shadow initially. Then while playing through, I very much came to enjoy Sharpshooter, and as a result, I'll be playing it this time. I also really like the idea of being in the back row, sniping off enemies and so on. And the game does offer you a good amount of tanks early on, and well, you can use those tanks to just defend your front line and you just snipe the enemy. As for traits, I do have a lot of points, achievement points and so on, so I can pick a lot more, but fret not, in comparison to Hero's Adventure, your character does not become nearly as overpowered with the achievement points. And well, there are two main reasons for it. Firstly, a lot of these traits suck. I don't know, if you scroll down to these golden ones, what does it do? Opening, like at the beginning of the battle, it immediately goes on cooldown. Every 3 turns, normal attack become a random target cross attack, with the total damage dealt converted into own shield. Sure, I couldn't care less. And it's like the gold ones. What else? You gain, for each enemy that dies, you gain 1 stack of wolf blood, which grants you 10% more damage and you deal more vulnerable on enemies. It's all like meh. Nothing insane like Hero's Adventure, where I even mapped out which traits are amazing, which you can obtain in the main game, and you try to min-max your character, and once you have some achievement points, you're super overpowered in the game. Nothing like that. Furthermore, and that's the other reason why it's not super overpowered even with those achievement points, you can only have 9 traits at a time. The others become inactive. So even if I were to pick up all of these 20, 30 traits, I can only use 9 of them. So yeah, that's that. But I'll be going through and picking out some stuff that I believe is still somewhat useful, and we'll see us then. Also, one thing I must say about this game, and that is one of my critiques, I have a few, but there are also great parts about this game, is one member on the Discord even described it as Yu-Gi-Oh! As game. This is a single technique right here. I can't even see the name of the technique on the top of the screen, I only can see it right here, Sparrow Arrow. There is so much to read. You read through the whole thing, you forget half of it at the end, but what I can tell you right away is this skill is not that amazing, because on the, I don't even know how to best, probably in editing show it, is on the active skill Sparrow Plume Storm. It states start CD, starting cooldown. As such, it becomes a lot more trash. And this game, you can even see it at the bottom, BLEDR and attack uses a lot of abbreviations. Now, having played one run and having messed around with some of the stuff, I got quite decent at it, but once you get into the realm of IWP, you'll be completely confused. And I hope the game at some point with an update, and they have updates planned, so do not worry about that. They have a whole update plan, they have Steam Workshop integration, you have about 70 mods already on the workshop, they have a built-in mod editor, so it's looking great for the game. But I hope they add an encyclopedia for all of these abbreviations. Super needed. Now, another part I'd like to address, maybe the developers could perhaps stumble upon this video, is I believe these legendary weapons are way too cheap. 20 points only. And by the way, do not be confused, this is not a bow. I don't know why it looks like a bow when it's supposed to be dual blades, but in my opinion this is a bow for sure. But before I get further into picking whatever I'd like, I would like to talk about the difficulty. I'll personally playing on hard difficulty, and this has quite a few downsides. But for anyone interested, you can stop the video right here and look at what each of these difficulty options does. And the most noteworthy that hard difficulty adds is my action points in battle is reduced from 2 down to 1. And my first playthrough was on normal difficulty. I did not feel like I have a lot of action points. Later on, you can increase it by 1 for everyone, but only 1 action point is gonna feel real bad. So it will be super slow to expand territory, as most often you need to attack about 2 or 3 times on another territory to claim it for yourself. As a result, with only having 1 action per character, it's going to take 3 months. And this will also result in me creating multiple teams. On my first playthrough, I did 2 teams where I had my super OP squad with everything, who destroyed any character and everything, and a side squad which to be honest sucked. it sucked, but it got the job done. But for this run, I definitely need to create 2 almost equal teams. As a result, I'll need to add some randomly created characters to my team. And in case any one of you guys wants to be, well, wants to get their own statue of sorts in the game, you can drop your name, your preferred name down in the comments, and I'll try to add it to an existing character or one that's currently available. As a result, I'll also try to record this daily and not in a big batch, because otherwise I can't, well, do that. But yeah, it being reduced to 1 is gonna be a big trouble. Enemies get a small enhancement that looks to be okay, limits the usage. I also had that on normal difficulty, but yeah, the limiting of actions is gonna be a big trouble. Okay, here we are with my final selection. People call you Yin Angel. I'll be a sharpshooter with these traits. Those are the best I believe I could have picked. I'll be going with a blue martial art as an attack and 2, I'd call them epic but purple ones. I have some legendary equipment. These 2 are just for quests down the line so I can recruit characters. They are not essential. And the infinite unity one. But yeah, let's go. Hard difficulty. Skip the opening story. Nope, I still want to experience the sector annihilation a bit longer. Yes, I will need to adjust my equipment. I can do that real quick. We just equip this. Perfect. Confirm. And here we are in the story-driven mode. And no, sadly, this is not translated, this intro. I'd say about 90% of the game is currently translated in terms of dialogue. Most, if not all, menu options are translated, so I did not have trouble maneuvering, but sometimes you're just missing out on some of the plot, and in this case, the backstory and so on. But I'll be honest, it's very similar to Hero's Adventure. Stuff is going down, a new emperor and so on, a new rule. We have different regions, feudal lords are fighting for power, different sects are fighting for power, and we are in the midst of it. And you could have seen some of the sects already. There was the Immortal Mambu sect and so on. Madam, Madam, Madam. Madam, where are you heading? What is up? As the leader of the sect, how can you be so flustered? The boy is reflecting on his actions in the room as instructed. Why must you go? Check yourself. My son, I can't even see him. Of course you can. And why would you be stopping me? I'm just worried you'll overexert yourself. Yeah, you father and son have always been birds of a feather. You must be hiding something from me. Let me go and see. This old lady is counting to 3. And it's never a good start to a story when your parents are still alive. It sucks to be this way. I can also mention I'll be going, since there are multiple endings in the game, multiple story branches, I'll be going for the evil route. I don't know what exactly it entails. I don't know how evil our character truly is. I only know how to enter that branch. And I'd say, or I believe at least, Baby Boomer Gamer will not be going for this branch. He most likely does not know about it, so it's a good change of pace. And who knows, maybe our character will truly be evil. Not like I just recently reread One Punch Man, the manga, where like Garo calls himself a monster but just happens to save everyone in the Tougher Than a Mountain chapter. But back to the plot. Angel, mother knows you're unhappy. Being confined here must be very difficult. But if you hadn't defied me, how could you have been in house arrest for so long? That moonlit pavilion you always visit is a place of mixed company. As the young master of the Tiger Flame sect, how could you get involved in that? And we just don't answer. We just don't answer. Do be like that. If you are not punished, where is the discipline? What will the disciples think? Now, Mother does not want to punish you either. If you can admit your mistake, we can let it go. How about it? And she entered the room. Madam, wait! Wait! This is... A dummy! That brat actually dared to fool his mother. It's over. Looks like I can't dissuade her. Chi Liu Go. Madam, what are your orders? Go bring that rebellious son, Yin Angel, back to me. Nietzsche, by the way, is rebellious son. For those who want to learn some Chinese. Sectmasters, let's go. Let's catch that rascal. I wonder where he is. Well, obviously we are in the brothel, enjoying some good songs, some good wine, some good dance. Young master, the moonlit pavilion. Let's head there. Hehehe. That's the Tiger Flame sect's Chi Liu Ge up ahead. So let's stay close. Let's hurry. Exactly. We head to the story. Young master, is this plan really feasible? Look at what you're saying, Sue. What did I come here for? Admiring some beauty. Admiring the nice, picturesque view outside with the peach blossom trees. But the Borage is no ordinary opponent, I'm afraid. Ha ha ha. Why are you laughing? I'm laughing at you. Miss Sue, where's that fierceness you showed when you took up the knife against those boars the other day? Well, that was because my sisters were insulted. So you don't trust me? You are righteous and chivalrous, young master. How could I doubt you? I'm just worried if this plan's exposed, the retaliation may come. Also, super nice feature about the game, since I did critique it a bit. I can always look at the whole dialogue and everything. Sometimes the dialogue is too big for the dialogue box and you can't read all of it, but in this review the whole dialogue is there. Super nice, super handy. For all of those who just tend to skip dialogue, it's perfect. Those Borage people are just clowns. Where is he? Someone's coming. Act according to the plan, Miss Sue. Young master, please come inside. How did you run away? Filthy boar, see how I deal with you. Ouch, spare me, good sir, spare me. That voice? Is it you, Brother G? Is it not the scum Humong from the Borage? Why could it be you? Young master, never mind any Humong or Haimong for now. The madam is the truly fierce one. Wait, what? Did my father not cover for me? Did he just betray me? You'd better think about how to explain yourself and return to the manor first. So we do. It's my turn to take the stage. The good show is about to begin. Yo, young lady, your husband is here. You dare set a trap with those bastards? And you still want to ambush your own husband? Let's see how I deal with you. Liang Shong, you wicked villain. Many girls have been bullied by you already. Huh. And we show up. Our easy trick works every time. This little play was seamless, making him walk into the trap by himself. No matter what, today I'll let you see the power of Boar-Rich's poison eye. Yep. And time for a battle. The battle system is quite interesting, I'd say. I do prefer Heroes Adventures one, but this one did grow on me. Essentially, you are like turn-based combat. You can pick 3 actions per turn which your characters can execute. Crippling layers. Did I not take Abyss Arrow? Did I actually pick the wrong? I guess sucks to be me. could have sworn I picked Abyss Arrow. Whatever, you can pick 3 actions at the start of your turn, and those skills will then be used. After the skills of both sides are used, you then move over to basic or normal attacks. And an important part of the combat is the vulnerability or weakness exploit or armor break, or whatever you want to call it, system. Essentially, when your own value reaches 100, you are stunned for 2 turns and lose all of your defense. And that is your goal in essentially boss fights, to achieve that on the opponent, as since, well, they are stunned, they cannot attack you, so you are safe and you can just wail out the shots a lot of damage. But yeah, Poison Eye, One Eye, exactly. We beat him up and told him to get lost. Or rather, we said Gun in Chinese, which does mean get lost, but if you translate it literally, it means roll out. I'll follow your arrangement. You roll, you win, I'll roll. Clever as ever, young master. It's not just copper coins, even silver, nice. Misu, from now on, the Moonlit Pavilion need not fear these petty villains. However, you should close your door. Young master, remember? Madam warned us not to act rashly. What should we do now? No, so be it. It's fine, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But let's sneak back into our sect. And more precisely, the kitchen. And we uncover 2 lovebirds flirting with each other. I really love these small little expressions. They do add a lot to that game, like well done. Same with some Donghua where they add chibi characters. I like it. Like when characters can be expressive in that sense. And it's super obvious, especially with some more, I'd call them tsundere girls, where they say one thing but mean another, and then you have the dialogue box which like leads you to believe it's the wrong option, but you can see like she has smiles in her face, etc. Super nice done. Who says it's only the 2 of you? They are surprised that we found them in the kitchen. Young master, Stuart Chi, I. No need to explain, guys. This place isn't exclusive to you two. Be more careful. No wonder you navigated here so easily. I mean, how did you, young master, even know the way here? Well, it's naturally too high. Wait a second. Are you trying to mislead me with your questions? You're absolutely right, young master. Prohibiting excessive drinking, gambling, and maintaining propriety between men and women applies to everyone. So Chiwi, although Sun Young and I are not yet married, we truly love each other. Ah, young master. Yeah. Young master? Yuming? This time I'll let it go. This time I'll let it go, yeah. Only thinking about yourself. Yuming, stop right there. You should start a family too. Pick an auspicious day and marry Sun Young home. Screaming, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? Everything ablaze. What's this? Everything was fine when we left. How could this happen? How could it be? Or corpses. Blue and red flames have scorched several altars and wooden pillars. Inside the flame hall, slain sect members lie scattered in disarray. There don't seem to be many signs of struggle. All were killed with a single blow. How could such a calamity befall us? On the threshold, there are 3 scratch marks. Well, what strange scratch mark? Could it be the sect master, madam, also? Father, mother! Sect master, how could you also? Tragic start of any Wuxia or Xianxia novel protagonist. The corpses of Yin Lei and Nang Gong lay in plain sight, their bodies covered in wounds. Mother, father, all my fault. Well, why should it be your fault? You just sneaked out. Young master, Stuart Cheese, outside, someone's provoking us. Pay respects to your granddaddy, they said. I just love the humor in Wuxia novels so much. But yeah, we got 2 more characters in our party, Zhu Sanyang and Liu Ming. And more rich people are everywhere. Let us engage the enemy. And here we are, part of the combat is you can select or plan ahead where you want to position different characters. In this case, I'll just position them similar to them, not too impactful. In combat itself, you can also move the camera around. You can pick your preferred position as well. I really did not get either. I hope I didn't mess up completely or rippling layers. I may have picked the wrong skill, but so be it. Okay, I just paused it. But here you can see this weakness value, weak point default. And super strong. Just trying to get this up. Wow, we just destroyed him since we have that super powerful weapon and everything. Now each character at the start of the game can only cast a single spell or a single technique per turn, but later this can be increased, so you can cast 2 per turn. So your main character could cast 2 or she could cast 2 and so on. But at first it's just like click buttons. There is very little strategy involved right at the start of the game, and it's to be expected. Maybe we can see my technique finally at some point. Yo, the rippling layers. Why does it have starting cooldown? It sucks so much. Okay, I was expecting more. But this is what I meant with you're not super powerful, super busted at the start of the game. Otherwise, this enemy should have been dead already. Let's go, 83, 85, 93, 94, 90, 99, god damn it. And now he's dead after our turn. So much for that. But now weakness would have been exploited and he's easy to defeat. We get some XP, we get proficiency in our different techniques. Now it is Ibis Arrow. Maybe I confused those, maybe Ibis is not a good one. Whatever. We get 10 fervor for defeating. Damn woman! Lead the way quickly. Call out your old flame. Let go of me! It's you. Yin, little young master, or young master Lin. Yin, you're quite cunning. You even managed to persuade the Moonlit Pavilion to use a honey trap to scheme and injure my brother. But heavens there's eyes. The calamity that befell our sect. Could have been you Borage people that are responsible. Well, hold on. We are not responsible, they are not. But look at the situation. We have a hostage. Damn woman, behave yourself for your granddaddy. Miss Sue, young master, after you left, all the sisters from the Moonlit Pavilion were, you base! You injured my brother Liang Shang before. Should we settle that properly? Now if you want to save someone, you need to show some sincerity. Murder Narsen? Ha! Which temple have you offended, or which Buddha, which god, which deity have you offended? That's what he's trying to say. A life for life. If you willingly let each of our brothers take a stab at you in front of everyone, then we'll call it even. How about that? Young master, you mustn't hesitate on my account. But we don't really get an option. And she darts in front of us and takes the blade. Su Yan Yan suddenly blocks in front of you and is stabbed in the chest by a blade. Miss Su, why did you? This servant, it's a lowly form of address in Chinese, did not wish to burden so many good people because of myself alone. Your kindness, I'll repay in the next life. Damn it, you bastards! Time to battle. Let's battle it out. No, this formation's fine. You can also save these formations for future, like quick selection. Sadly, if your team if your team changes quite often, it's not that helpful. Because then you'd still need to do the same thing again. Let's go. I could have probably shifted my main character a bit around so we hit Han Monster instead of the guy in front, but well, the guy in front already died, so I'll take it. Sorry, I'm super used to hitting spacebar to continue on dialogue and it pauses the fight. Level 3. For some at least. Retreat is the best strategy. Let's withdraw. After them, and check on Miss Su. Heartbeat. After a long while, we wake up. Miss Su Yan is seriously injured and has been sent back to the Moonlit Pavilion, but she's still unconscious. Save successful, thank you. Young Master, if the Sect Master and Madam have spirits in heaven, they will surely protect us. Yes, what's up, Young Master? Thank you. Father, Mother, your son is unfilial. Nope, it's not your fault. You're not worthless either. Don't just throw your life away. There are so many great things to accomplish in life. IRL as well. Don't just let a sudden impulse ruin it forever. Is the life and death struggle what the Sect Master and Madam would want to see? Do you think your parents would want to see you hit your head against a boulder? Now the Tiger Flame sect is on the verge of collapse, in dire straits. That's right. At a time like this, how could I be cowardly? Bravachi, you're so right. For this love you that destroyed our sect. Even if I turn the whole Shifeng Valley upside down, I will find the true culprit. Be it a man or god, those who destroyed our Tiger Flame sect will pay in blood. Sect Master, from now on, thank you for your allegiance. I do need more team members. Though the night is long and cold, the spark does not die. Fearless as the tiger, burning long as the flame. Friends, there are still some vendettas that need to be settled. The destruction of the sect might also be related to Borage. Let's start with them. Let the small spark turn into a prairie fire. And now we are at the part where I said it's somewhat like Crusader King, somewhat like the Great Conquest DLC for Hero's Adventure, this map painting. 46 tombstones were made. Yep, the sudden passing is very bizarre. It's strange, but Father had many large and small wounds. Could it be that he was trying to protect Mother? Yeah, Madam was killed with a bow. Madam died from a single fatal stab, more like she died blocking a blade for this old Sect Master. And though he was covered in wound, the old Sect Master, there was only one fatal injury, a stab through the chest. Well, sadly, I'm not good at diagnostics for... What are they called again? I forgot the word. There are so many... Coroners, that's the word. Chinese dramas about coroners in ancient times, and mostly women who just happen to be a coroner. Yep. Well, back to the plot. If the deduction is correct, the murderer first subdued Madam, using her to threaten the old Sect Master. seemingly trying to extract some information. The old sect master was thus subjected to endless torture. In the end, the murderer gained nothing and in a rage delivered the killing blow, the final blow. Damn it. So you're saying the killer's target was my very parents from the beginning. I'm afraid that's correct. I doubt there's more now. Yep, maybe they made too many enemies. I doubt there's more. I hate that you have to pick all of the options, but yes, with the strength of Borage, they could not have achieved it. But the scratch marks, the triple scratch marks, certainly is a clue. It's said that similar marks appeared when Compass Tomb was wiped out. I'm afraid it's that Nightcrow. Legend has that when he shot down the 9 infants, they fell into the abyss of Shifeng Valley. This is a reference, I don't know what that old Chinese novel is called again, I need to look it up. Investiture of the Gods, that's the one. Like a novel that's been written 600 years ago, and this is a clear reference. In that story, it was, I believe, the human king who shot down the 9 sons, the phoenix sons of the demon empire, etc. And well, this is a clear reference, and you have Nightcrow, which, well, is somewhat similar to Phoenix in that both are birds. It said the Nightcrow is bloodthirsty by nature, capable of spewing flames that scorch the sky. Well, Phoenix, flames, Nightcrow, you get it. I don't believe such baseless legends. You might not know, but when Compass Tomb and Boat Peninsula were wiped out before, it was also rumored to be the doing of Nightcrow. Those 3 scratches are the mark. What? I remember when the Compass Tomb was wiped out, the old sect master once said something. What? He said, the Nightcrow will come to Tiger Flame one day. Huh, then who exactly is the enemy? Young master, there's no time to waste. We must rally ourselves as soon as possible. Exactly. We have different events now we can do. For reference, triple events are one-time events. An event that says character is a repeatable event, just so you know it for the future. But let's start, and we have a certain amount of actions. I guess I can explain it right now. We have the whole world map, and you can see our territory with our Tiger Flame right here. This is the other territory, which is the Boar Ridge, Boar Cave. They currently possess these 3 areas, and as you can guess, more territory will be unlocked as you progress in the story. We have the Sparrow Valley over here, Immortal Bamboo Sect down there, the Misty Manor, etc. But currently it's limited to these few things. We then additionally have some resources, which is further allows you to unlock additional bonuses, which are in most cases permanent. For example, you could increase the number of actions you have by 1 permanently. Next up, how many members we have in our sect. Pretty basic. How much money we have. Money allows you to purchase stuff. Money allows you to develop your lands. If you played Crusader Kings, the words playing tall most likely are obvious to you, and that's something you can also do in this game. You can boost the prosperity or development of your land and then gain more resources back. It does consume a lot of time, but in the end you have a lot of money. And then lastly, our actions per turn. And well, they can be increased. Later on, I believe you can go up to 9, but 9 are not necessary. And I believe we covered mostly everything. To do such an event, here it states it takes 1 spark, so well, that's sad. But now we go ahead and unlock the clinic. Essentially, there's a medicine practitioner, and we decide to recruit him. Yep, why would I need to join Sect and Saddle? And since we're playing on hard difficulties, our characters are not healed as much every passing month or every passing year, and they become a lot more necessary, these physicians. Now, whenever you create or conquer a new area and create a trading area, you also get some freebies. You can see right here, they cost 0, these cost 100, so I can just snag all of these. And this brings me to another point I wish this game had, is I wish it had an option to quickly drag over items. In Immortal Way of Life, for example, I could hold Shift and click on an item, it would drag 5 over immediately. Control, it would drag the whole stack over, but now I need to, okay, I'm super used to Immortal Way of Life, where right-clicking also put that stuff into the trading interface, but now I need to left-click, then I need to click max, and I need to confirm, and then transaction. I believe this could be simplified. I do hope they would add some quality of life upgrades in the future. But that's done. How much do I need? 20, okay. Next up, we can start with some of these events for characters. I don't know if I'll voice all of them, but let's go for it. First episode now. Sect Master, what are you looking for? Yep, the Tiger Flame sect suffered a calamity. It's a pity martial art classics were also destroyed and scattered. Don't worry, Sect Master, I have some secret manuals here. I always took some basic classics to study privately and forgot to return them. Nice. Nice. I just borrowed without notice, without deadline. But don't worry, I'm not stealing. Just to make it clear. Thank you. There are even marks. Yeah, super thoughtful of you to go ahead and leave some additional hints, marks to learn the techniques. Sect Master, I have some more martial arts secret manuals here. Oh, thank you. Indeed, I tried to take on too much and couldn't digest it. You can now pick one of them. In most cases, you would pick something that aligns with your character, or in case that fails, a lightness or inner manual. And with that, we can also talk about the manual system for the game. You have 3 different kinds. You have external manuals, which, similar to Hero's Adventure, are attacking ones. You have an internal or inner manual, which is a passive effect, but they also have active effects. And lastly, a movement one, which, to be honest, is also will have active effects, will have passive effects, but more based around movement, whereas inners are more defensive HP, but the line is not so clear. But TLDR, 3 different manual types, and you can only have 1 active at all times, but multiple learned. And having multiple learned does improve some of your stats somewhat. So let's just pick the Falcon Bow. And having done so, Chi Liuge, so the guy also got some additional stats. And with that, and I believe since we're at 43 minutes in, I'll also go over the character and then stop for it now. But so you get the gist of it. We have the character screen, and level is super obvious, HP attack, defense is obvious, intelligence is for some more healing based, martial arts, crit chance should be obvious, speed obvious, tenacity is debuff resistance, dodge is just dodge chance, hit chance is good, parry chance, counter parry chance, so you reduce the chance that an enemy parries, and then like fist, blade, staff, sword, archery, proficiencies. I believe these basic ones are super clear, except FR. FR is from a trait I have, which is flawless, and what it means is the flaw resistance, which is the weak point or vulnerability mechanic I talked about, where if you stack it up to 100, the person gets stunned for 2 turns and takes double damage. And here I'd say, please developers, please make a slight note at the bottom, FR equals flaw resistance, something like that. Besides that, inventory is super clear. We also have talents, and this is why I want to play Archer myself, because we have this amazing talent, the supporter attack. has a chance, which is your hit stat times 0.15. So hit stat is, where the hell is it? 70 times 0.15. Okay, true. 10.5% is a 10% chance to launch a combo attack when an allied teammate takes action. Can trigger up to 5 times per round. Super satisfying, I'll tell you. Later on, when you have, let's say, 2 archers in a team, your 2 archers can combo off one another. If you reach 100% chance to launch a combo attack, imagine Liu Ming attacks, then I combo. Then my other archer combos on my combo attack, and then I combo on his combo attack and he does it again. And you get 10 extra attacks. Super good and super helpful for filling the enemy's vulnerability or weak point stat. The other options, Archer Downpour is every 2 turns unleash a rain of arrows. Exists. Oil Flask, I don't find a use for it. I do have a bow which does some burning, so there would be some synergy, but I'll be super satisfying. And well, the different classes obviously have different talents. This guy has a way to either improve his blade or sword stat, or his staff stat, or his fist stat. This was the all-rounder. The Iron Guard has more defensive options, for example 15% defense, or can provide his teammates with a shield equal to 8% of HP, and the healer is healing. So much about that. Any other important things I need to talk about? You can look at intelligence on the map and see what the enemy is like. For example, he's level 7, he's level 5, and so on, what territory they have. Not too impactful. You do have a prison. Maybe stats I can talk about. I mentioned in the intro that your character only can have 9 stats in total. And here you can see a story trait already. And that's why I said the traits you can get at the beginning are not too impactful. If you torture some prisoners, you can also get another trait. If you do some romance events with your later harem, you will get even more traits. Don't worry too much about it. There's also a mechanic called Kismet Cultivation, which will give you even more traits. But with that, I believe 47 minutes, I explained the gist of it. Next time we will go further into the plot. See you guys then. Have a great evening.